Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. My name is Anthony. Now, Ponzi schemes do start out of just a group of people. Sometimes it's an individual who thinks about how he's going to be able to steal your money. But there are consequences to these actions. And today, with Mr. Joseph Magala, we are discussing what legal enforcements are there imposed by the Capital Markets Authority under the different rules and regulations that you do face in case you fall culprit of this perpetration. But Mr. Magala, in the first half, we've entirely discussed extensively about what kind of schemes these are and where they start from. But we want to know what are the consequences, number one, for the perpetrators of these, because like I gave you that story of my 150,000. By the sometimes when I get broke, I remember that 150.
Sure,
like
sure.
if it was here, it's always painful to lose money. So, what are the consequences?
Well, the most serious consequences really is jail time.
Okay.
We do have a number of cases actually already in court now. We have about 8 of them. Recently, one of them was actually concluded by the magistrate's court. And interestingly enough, during trial, the accused person appeared in court, yes, but I think they realized their fault, and then they decided to enter an out-of-court settlement. So we're able to refund the invested amount, which was about 8.3 million to the actual investor. Yeah, so jail time is the main consequence, like I mentioned. I would also just probably take this opportunity to give you an update on the Capital Chicken matter. I know many people are interested in it.
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, the police is actually done with its investigations, and that file is now before the Director of Public Prosecutions for review and possible sanctioning. We've identified about 19 suspects, and 2 of which have so far been arrested, and we wait to arraign them in court once the file is sanctioned by the DPP. The invested amount is quite huge. At the moment, we are standing at about 5.7 billion Uganda shillings.
Wow.
And we've received about 512 victims so far who have recorded statements. So what we realized in our investigation so far is that usually what happens is there is an investment of money. This guy is entitled to invest some sums of money. It could be a farming project, it could be a poultry project. They tell you know what, Anthony, please invest with us. We do have some returns for you of X amount. So you find that there is an investment of money. That investment is usually into a common enterprise. It could be poultry and any other enterprise, really. You find that there is a profit expectation. They usually promise profits of a particular percentage, yeah? And that this is being done entirely by them. You don't have to hustle a lot. All you need to do is to invest the money and sit back and relax. So yeah, we've realized that those are some of the characteristics of some of these things. And also, you find that sometimes they do put a lot of pressure on you. You know what, please invest, as though, they don't give you time to be able to understand the product, first of all, which is not fair anyway. So you find that sometimes people are pressurized into that. And unfortunately, most of our people also want to have quick returns. So you find that they find themselves falling culprit to some of these investment frauds.
Wow. Shallow information, quick returns. Those are some of the characteristics that you've witnessed.
Yeah, sure.
From this Capital Chicken, for example, the investigation, what do you think are some of the root causes, or where do you think it started?
Well, I think it all comes back to wanting quick returns, both from the people that start these investments and the investors as well. But also, I think limited information. Sometimes public don't really have enough information. So I think, on the other hand, we also need to do a lot of public awareness to be able to alert the public on some of the characteristics of these investment frauds. So that's what we've been able to pick up so far in our investigations. Yeah.
Apart from the Capital Chicken, because that one at least went viral, are there some others that didn't actually go viral but have been sprouting recently?
Yes, we do. I remember last year in around September, we did issue a public notice where we named about 3 companies, including Capital Chicken. And some of them we've been able to have discussions with them. and they've been able to refund some of that money to the investors. One company, for example, was able to collect about 900 million shillings.
Wow.
But to date, they've been able to refund back about 390 million, which is a good start, really. Yeah. So, but more recently, we also do have some referrals from our sister agencies about companies that we suspect to be involved in investment fraud, and we've also referred them to the Uganda police to be able to conduct investigations. So yes, these scams keep on coming up every other day. Yeah.
Now, coming back to your investigations and all that you've seen, some of the characteristics you've mentioned, like shallow information, quick returns, that these fraudsters actually use, are probably some under your mandate. When you look at, for example, information dissemination, it's still you who have to do it. When you look at also these returns from our investments that we make from the regulated entities, you track them and you make sure that people are receiving their returns. Now, in what areas do you think the CMA needs support in order to be able to discharge its enforcement mandate and also to be able to do the investor protection well? Where do you need support?
Sure. Well, I think for starters, we need to be supported in establishing the Capital Markets Tribunal. You very well know that we do have challenges with our current legal system, where we do have a lot of case backlog in the courts of law. So if we are able to establish a sector-specific tribunal to handle most of our disputes, it would go a long way in ensuring that investors, first of all, sort of get their remedies early enough in terms of perhaps compensation or restitution back to their original positions. Yeah, but also you find that it would be very good in terms of having experts dealing with these capital markets disputes. So I think that is one area where I would definitely need some support from the relevant stakeholders. But also definitely would need some support as well in terms of budgetary enhancement. You know that we do have constraints to the budget. And yet these are resource-consuming ventures, really, investigation and enforcement. You need to put in some sort of resources. So I think if our budget could be revised as well to ensure that we are able to effectively investigate and enforce most of our matters. Yeah.
What are some of the things that our investors need to look out for, especially in these under these schemes? Because sometimes it's hard to detect at the start. You know, and like, you know, people keep quiet, keep to themselves because they're earning some small return. But what are some of the things that they can say, oh, no, I think this is a scheme, and I think this is not right, and where can they report that?
Well, for starters, come to the authority. We are located at 8th floor, Baskerville Avenue, Plot 1. Just come and report to us any of these incidences that you suspect to be investment frauds. We do also have a website which has a complaints and tips portal. You could just type in your complaint or tip and alert us to be able to, initiate our investigations. But you could also just do some personal due diligence about this company. You know, look at what you're being told to, get into. Try and search about this company. You could check our website for companies that we actually regulate. We have an approved list of companies that we regulate. We do actually even go ahead and publish it periodically. So I think at the end of the day, you just need to be vigilant and ensure that you're dealing with companies that are regulated, but also products that are actually approved by the authority. Yeah.
Do you have collaborations with other entities in as far as the enforcements are concerned?
Yes, we do. We do collaborate, one, with the Uganda Police Force. I can tell you that, for example, we do have police officers attached to us, and they actually deal with capital markets offenses only. So we also do have collaborations with the Director of Public Prosecutions, whereby we've been allowed to be able to prosecute our matters as capital markets. We are given delegated prosecution permits. So we are able to go to court and represent the authority as the advocates of CMA. So yeah, but we also do actually collaborate with agencies like the Financial Intelligence Authority, where we need, for example, to have a freeze on assets for some of these companies to ensure that the status quo is maintained. So those are some of the agencies that we do collaborate with.
Do you have also at the regional level, have there been efforts to concerted efforts to see that we also integrate our enforcement with the Capital Markets Authority of Kenya, Tanzania, and so on?
Yes, we do. Obviously, Uganda being a member, the CMA being a member of IASCO, we do have some of those collaborations. And even when it comes to, for example, arresting a suspect out of jurisdiction, we do contact our sister agencies in the different countries to assist us with ensuring that we retrieve them back to Uganda. Similarly, they also contact us when they're looking for an offender who is hiding in Uganda to be able to take them back to their country to face the law. So yes, that is happening. Yes,
okay,
that is happening. We do have that collaboration. Yeah.
And also, are there cases of money laundering? Is there also effort to see that money laundering is not something that can actually penetrate investment in the capital markets? Because I know so many people can say, okay, I get this money and then I invest in maybe a company. Is there also legal proceedings to also guide on that?
Yes. You know that we have the Anti-Money Laundering Act in place already. And in fact, some of the offenses we usually investigate do have elements of money laundering. And you realize that the charge sheet would have those offenses stated together with the offenses under the Capital Markets Authority specifically. So yes, you find that this person is actually being prosecuted for all those various offenses under the different acts.
Finally, what would be your word to the investor out there and to the businesses that are looking at leveraging opportunities from the capital markets, but also what is your word to ensure that they are safe when they're doing this? Because like we say, today we are here, someone is out there thinking outside the box. How can this, how may I not be caught, after doing this? So what word of advice would you give to the investors, to the businesses, and to institutions to be able to hedge against such risks in investment?
Well, the best surely is to conduct due diligence, ensure that you are dealing with the entities that are regulated by the CMA, for you to be able to be sure that even when anything goes wrong, you will definitely be compensated back any investment sums made. So for me, my takeaway really, or my parting shots are that just ensure that you conduct your due diligence and make sure that you deal with the approved persons only.
Amazing.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joseph Magala. Having you here was a great honor.
Sure. Thank you too for having me, Anthony.
You're welcome.
Sure.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the legal officer. You don't want to see him very often come around because he will enforce the law. But he will do it for the good of the investors and to be able to protect you from certain people who may want to fleece your money. That's the conversation. Let's keep it rolling on our social media. If you're on X, remember to follow us at Smart24 TV now and get to share. And also, if you're on our YouTube channel, leave us a comment and like as well as share so that the information goes out there. You need to be protected and your investments do need to be protected as well because they are hard earned. That's it from us. Have a wonderful night. Bye for now.